Turbodata. Okay, so we will go through this complete cycle. So now you guys open
सर आपने जो एक फाइल दिया है TCP किससे ओपन होगा सर?
TCP नहीं करना है तुम्हें TCP नहीं करना है, तुम्हें केवल ये गूगल ड्राइव वाली फाइल को ही निकालना है, इसी को ही डाउनलोड करना है, बिकॉज वी विल बी लुकिंग एट ओनली द पावर BI मॉड्यूल. TCP module is not in the scope.
Okay sir.
Okay, TCP I'll keep it closed. So the first thing is, and we'll start with Rohit's, this thing is, so this TCP file, so deployment steps for the Tally Powerbi module, right? ठीक है ना. So this is the second link which you have go to the second link. इसमें बेटा ऐसे करते हैं कि you basically give the load the TCP pipe file, managing now installed Power BI, click on the second link. No, this was not clear. So type Power BI download on Google, click on the second link. So if I go here, right, so you'll go here, google.com, but I will go simply to the link Power BI download. So this is the spec which you need to do. So this is the link which you need to click. Understanding it? So you have to specify all this when you go there. Then you go. So this I will set it up. Now understanding the schema. So the purpose of this on the data of Tally is in hierarchical form. Very good. So we extract the data from different level of hierarchies. So hierarchy का basically क्या मतलब होता है? So what is a hierarchical database is, hierarchical database basically means that this type of database offers a lot of flexibility, and it entails that one child has only one parent. In a relational database, one child can have multiple parents, right? So this results in normalization. Okay, so in hierarchical database one finds a lot of duplicacy. Is it clear? For example, the HSN details are at multiple layers of schema. Now, in order to extract the required details, the parent company Tally has built in multiple functions. Okay, in its language TDL. Now what Turbodata does is that it क्या कर रहा है Turbodata? What is Turbodata actually doing? What Turbodata is doing, it is converting the hierarchical database raw data extract to relational form. Is it clear? So Dipjyoti, Ritesh, ये तुम्हें ना पूरा क्लियर पता होना चाहिए क्या बोल रहा हूँ. So you should be able to explain it. I'm not making it, मैं आपको इसलिए नहीं बता रहा कि for fun. I'm saying कि आप इसको देख करके समझ लो इसको.
Yes, sir.
Is this clear? You
Yes,
should
sir.
be able to explain this. तो आज कोडिंग जो है, मैं तुम लोगों से कोडिंग तो तुम रेप्लिकेट करते रहो, जो भी वीडियोस में है वो रेप्लिकेट अपने एंड पे करते रहो. यू कीप ऑन मेकिंग दोस कोड्स, क्योंकि जितनी प्रैक्टिस करोगे उतना अच्छा है. बट यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट हैज बीन डन एंड व्हाई इट हैज बीन डन, हाउ डज इट मेक लाइफ सिंपलर. Because down the line, this product, if people apply 2 plus 2, will be a standard product. People are not applying it. जैसे कल जो था, the customer whom we had engaged, he has, I think, got it कि वो अपना खुद का ही बना रहा है. So if the customer knows how to convert VLOOKUP onto DAX, he will make everything on his own also. He can do it. क्योंकि वहां तक पहुंच गया है वो. He's reached that level. Okay. So it's converting to relational data form. This helps at making reports using relational or Excel VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP logic. ठीक है ना? Is this clear? Okay. So Tally has two views. One, a general view that incorporates inventory movement, and the second is the ledger view. Is it clear? So now you put this up, and I'll put this in the document. So what we would do is we'll put it as a block spot or as a document, and this. So basically this is the. So to link these two, you need the custom functions. Is this clear, team?
Yes, sir.
So for your this thing, you just rote learn it. So for linking the general and the ledger view, one needs custom functions. Is it clear? Now we come down to the schema. Now see this ledger level, this thing. So don't do it this way. Ledger level, inventory level. Now the purpose of this thing. So now the following is the summary of the data extract. So this is a custom date table for making the dynamic measures. With the date dimension, we can use the slice of a filter for filtering the reports, for filtering and grouping by the reports. For filtering filtering the data, filtering the data by any date field. So data by any date field like fiscal month, fiscal year. In date dimension we have created custom fields like by using the time intelligence function. तो इसमें जो है ये है now usage. An end user or a tally partner can go to the data view and add any column that it desires for the date dimension. ठीक है ना? तो इसमें ऐसे कर लो. ये रहा. Just 1 second, please. Right, so date dimension. So I go here and I click on this date. So you simply go to this date and this is my date dimension. तो यहाँ पे आके he can add anything, right? So we simply put the snipping tool here and use a date dimension for this. ठीक है बेटा, yes or no?
Yes sir.
अब सिंपल हो रहा है कि अब तुम्हें समझ में आ रहा है कि क्या बनाया बेटा, क्यों बनाया?
हाँ सर.
Oh shit, sorry. ये पूरा रट लो इसको. Oh God.
Yeah.
I will make it up again. Snipping tool. So this is the entire video. So anytime you have a problem, you simply understand how to do it. क्योंकि मैं इसको लोड कर दूंगा. Is this clear? Okay. Now, if I come down to the company, this is not a custom field. This is a table. So, company is a custom table where we store the master data of multiple companies. So, Turbodata has used the loop call object function in Tally to extract multiple companies' data at the same time. Right? So in this table, one finds the master data for all the companies. Now, how this table has been made is iska bhi documentation kar lo. So now it's fixed, right? It's more or less fixed. This is the final product, right? Isme koi change nahi hoga. So we simply put it as basically picked up from the ledger movement all the company names. Is it clear? Yes or no? Any questions now?
No sir.
बेटा बोलो, any other questions right now? क्योंकि ये तुम्हारे your concepts are, because if someone understands this session very well, then he goes through it, then he can easily handle Turbodata. So the company names have been picked from the ledger view. ये clear है कि नहीं है?
Yes sir.
Any questions? Rohit, Dipjyoti?
Yes sir, clear है sir.
Okay. So this is going to be documentation underscore turbo data, right? Then I come down to the next, the ledger view. So we had earlier explained that Tally has two views, ledger view and general view. The ledger view is with taxes, while general view is without taxes. Is this clear? So let us understand each of them. Correct? Yes or no? We shall
Yes,
get
sir.
all the valuation at the ledger level. We shall get the valuation at the all मत बोलो क्योंकि it's going to be this thing. We can get the snapshot. So इसको बेटा ऐसे नहीं करते, देखो. There are two types of ledger entry: balance sheet entries and profit and loss entries. Balance sheet entries are snapshots at a particular period in time. Is it clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So balance sheet entries are a snapshot at a particular period in time. Right? है ना? है ना? These are entries associated with the group level attribute is revenue equal to no. Correct? So ये वाला जो ग्रुप है, so this बेटा this group, इसका is revenue वाला जो मॉड्यूल है, ये वाला, sorry, FX revenue, FX stock, FX gross profit is reserve name, is revenue. तो ये जहां पे भी wherever it is no, that's a balance sheet entry. Is this clear? Yes or no? Yes no बेटा?
सर एक बार फिर से बताइए सर ये चीज़.
बेटा ये जो है, ये वाली जो एंट्री है इज रेवेन्यू, जहां पे भी नो होगी दैट्स अ बैलेंस शीट, और अगर यस है तो P&L एंट्री है. इज दिस क्लियर?
ओके सर.
So the balance sheet entries are snapshots, जो कि यहाँ पे डिफाइन हुई है. अब हम रोहित, so we'll go on to the documentation which Rohit has made. So these such as this average ledger balance, cash balance, secured loans, etc etc etc. इसका ऐसे मत करो, देखो ना ऐसे, because guys इसको ना properly क्या करो. अभी I can't say very much to the new resource who's going, I don't want to do it, but you know if you do it properly, because I know that थोड़ा interest कम हो जाता है once you're placed in the project, I know that, but one should be, you know, and I don't want to make it a mess, but इसमें ना क्या होता है, concepts clear हो जाते हैं तुम्हारे. Actually I wanted to give it to Ritesh. अब ये वाला जो है ना पूरा का पूरा, ये तुम्हारे सारे के सारे बैलेंस शीट वाले हैं. इज इट क्लियर? ये सारे मैंने ग्रुप से लिए हैं. ये सारे ठीक है ना, यहां से यहां तक. सो आई गो फ्रॉम हियर टू हियर. दीज आर ऑल बैलेंस शीट एंट्रीज. ठीक है. रितेश, दिव्यज्योति, इज इट क्लियर बेटा?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
अब इसमें now thing is you have to make it interesting. See, if you just do it just for the heck of it, then this is now how have the balance sheet entries been handled. So now you pick up just one. So when I go down to the balance sheet entry and I pick up say an average cash balance, तुम इसका एक ले लो. So here it says that we sum it up less than equal to the all selected max state. Debit minus credit before this max state. And in order to be able to group by this particular ledger and ledger primary, we have used all except. यहां तक समझ में आया? I can also do all. ये समझ में आया कि नहीं आया? So I go here. So this is my time slicer, minimum and maximum date, right? So we have time slicer, minimum and maximum date. Okay, then in this the total sum is going to be less than equal to the maximum date. अभी इसमें ये limitation है. So the total sum of the ledger balance shall be less than the maximum date. Right? The ledger primary shall define the required balance sheet entry. Is this clear? Yes or no? The grouping is by ledger primary, company name and ledger name. यहां तक तुम्हें समझ में आया कि नहीं आ गया?
Yes, sir.
ग्रुपिंग का तुम्हें समझ में आया कैसे हुआ? How did you do it? ये ग्रुप हो गया ना तुम्हारा, all except, and a filter condition is ledger primary is cash. नहीं आया? नहीं आया? सर बोलो.
सर और एक बार रिपीट कीजिए सर.
देखो बेटा, ऑल एक्सेप्ट क्या कर रहा है? व्हाट इज ऑल एक्सेप्ट डूइंग हियर? ये ऑल एक्सेप्ट क्यों डाला है? इस लेवल ऑफ ग्रैनुलैरिटी पे चला गया वो. इट गोज टू दिस लेवल ऑफ ग्रैनुलैरिटी बाय कंपनी नेम. इट इज ग्रुपिंग बाय दिस ना. ओफो यार, तुम लोग क्या बात कर रहे हो यार? व्हाट इज दिस डैक्स मीन? इट सेज विद CT1 as It is grouping at that level ना. All except means it's grouping at that level. So grouping का मतलब ये हो गया ना कि all except it is grouping at that level ना. Yes or no?
यस सर.
नहीं बेटा, अगर नहीं समझ में आया तो अभी बोल दो, क्योंकि मेरे को बाद में वो कॉन्सेप्ट में प्रॉब्लम नहीं आनी चाहिए. If it's not clear, then tell me right now. Because balance sheet and P&L में वही तो difference होगा ना. One is going to be less than equal to max date, other would be between min date and max date. That concept I need you to know. So this is group, this is less than equal to max date is going to be a balance sheet, and between min date and max date is your P&L. So when I go down to the P&L, anything which is associated with direct income or direct expenses. So now when I handle direct income and direct expense, now handling of profit and loss statements, these will include, right, so I come here, these will include entries like sales, purchase, indirect income and indirect expense, etc. These are associated with the group attribute is revenue equal to yes. Is the team clear here?
Yes, sir.
Is the team clear here? So here the difference is going to be that we will pick it up between this date and this date. So if I pick up the sales ledger, just one second, guys. Just one second. This question is So if I pick up the sales ledger, then it's between this date and the max date. ये समझ में आया कि नहीं आया? And it excludes the sales order voucher type. So the sales ledger includes any movement type between this date and this date. ये P&L वाला है ना? This is cumulative. So these are all cumulative measures. Right? Yes or no? बताओ guys, if there's anything which is, because I'll go very slow here. See, what I'm doing here is I'm excluding this sales order type. I am going by anything which is in the sales account in ledger primary. And I'm picking up between the minimum and the maximum date which is in my date slicer.
Okay, sir.
Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this accounts for this thing, and it picks up between this date and this date. यही तो बात होती है. It's not a snapshot, it's cumulative.
Yes, sir.
यहीं पे concept clear होना चाहिए. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I come down to the special attributes in ledger view. There you will find a number of attributes used for tedious reconciliation. PAN IT number and all. These are all lookup values.
Okay.
इसमें lookup में यार problem आएगी. So one finds a lot of attributes have already been added for tedious reconciliations and all. A number of attributes have been added for tedious reconciliation. Such as PAN, IT number, etc. So this I will, so the details of these have been excluded from the current documentation. ठीक है ना, इनका थोड़ा सा ट्रिकी है. So then I am excluding it. ये इस तरीके से. ठीक है बेटा.
Yes, sir.
यहां तक तुम पहुंच गए. Now the next one which I come is for balance payable and receivable. Payment and receipt details. These can be extracted from the following. table. ये वाला. This is relatively straightforward. This is relatively straightforward. Okay. Then third. बाकी सबको भूल जाओ, मतलब हम इसमें कोर वो वाला देंगे. द थर्ड वन इज इन्वेंट्री मूवमेंट. क्योंकि 6-7 टेबल्स में ही रखेंगे. इन्वेंटरी मूवमेंट, राइट. सो for the stock item movement by for the movement by stock item, we have the following table. Okay, stock item view. अब इनको जो है ज़्यादा उसमें नहीं जाना है कि इसमें, क्योंकि स्टॉक आइटम व्यू तक ही रहना है, राइट. सो वी विल कीप इट नॉट मोर देन 5 or 6 tables, because otherwise it's going to be very complex for the end user. Is it clear, team? Now,
Yes, sir.
in this table, because the remaining things you will know, in this table we have cumulative measures related with sales purchase as follows. So these are all measures. Okay. बिकॉज ये देखना पड़ेगा कि कैसे उसको, whether the end user is able to absorb it or not. So if I take it up like this and this, now here say sales underscore inventory. Now here we have deliberately excluded the receipt notes and delivery notes, since we wanted to keep consistent numbers at the journal and ledger details. Is it clear? क्योंकि वो
Yes, sir.
डिलीवरी नोट्स एंड रिसीट नोट्स आर स्पेसिफिकली फॉर इन्वेंट्री वैल्यूएशन, पर वो एक्चुअली वो यूज नहीं होते इन P&L. सो दे डोंट गेट यूज्ड इन P&L. Is this clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So consistent numbers. Right, so you get sales. Now inventory valuations. So we have used snapshot attributes for inventory valuations using weighted average methodology. ठीक है ना, तो ये क्लोजिंग बैलेंस क्वांटिटी वगैरह जो है इसमें सब आती हैं. सो एट्रीब्यूट्स टू कंसिडर है क्लोजिंग बैलेंस क्वांटिटी, क्लोजिंग बैलेंस वैल्यू, कॉस्ट ऑफ गुड्स सोल्ड, राइट, ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट. इसमें एट्रीब्यूट्स कौन कौन से आएंगे? द कॉलम्स टू बी कंसिडर्ड आर as follows. Closing underscore balance underscore con. Is this clear? Cost of goods sold, invert quantity, invert balance underscore quantity, is this clear beta? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है ना, and then it's going to be weighted average rate. ठीक है ना. Now there are number of other columns related with sales order pending, correct, and inventory aging. Those descriptions are not part of this documentation. Is this clear? Yes or no? Is this clear?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
ठीक है ना. अब हम लोग इसमें आ जाते हैं स्टॉक आइटम बैच इन्वेंट्री डिटेल्स पे. सो कैन वी स्टार्ट इन अबाउट 10 minutes because I need some rest.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So I'm closing this down.